Educational Matinee Show.
Is anyone a vegetarian today? Nope. Perfect. Right this way. You're going to go straight ahead.
Go to there. All the way down. Hold arms.
Step on the green part.
Now we're checking out the Museum of Torture. Can I touch the spikes? I can't.
Ah? 在弄那个泥。
Elaborate.
Go.
I don't get how this is dangerous.
They have to sit on. They have to. Go.
I think it'll hurt if you sit on that.
This one's that. This one, they tie you up like this, and so behind your back. So you can eat like this. Fine. They'll ask you, and then when you this one, they'll lay you down like on.
Now where's Lucas?
I think you can make a commentary. Go.
These masks look a bit funny.
Thumb screw. Say something about the chair.
This chair looks really pointy and not uncomfortable. It's not pointy.
Just so the
It's
camera
just
tell
round.
come touch that one and then tell the camera. Okay?
It's not pointy, it's just round. Yeah.
Insert. Guy's head. They can we just back that up.
My lords, my ladies, princes and princesses, the time has finally arrived to call you all to table! Yes, the ladies, the time has finally arrived to call you all to table. The card you're holding in your hand. Who among you is holding the green color cards? Hold them up. Blue table cards and only blue table cards gather in front of the green. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
What's that thing we have?
Now we're gonna eat lunch. We have corn and chicken. There's no utensils because it's medieval times, but there's still bottled water.
The environment. Smoking is prohibited inside the castle. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the tournament.
Hot. I can see the horses. Nana, I can see the horses. Oh yeah.
Hey, stop popping! Hey, stop popping! Hey, stop popping!
The castle. Now that should sound strange to us, since it refers to a dwelling that faded from history long ago. And yet, modern films, television, and books about the Middle Ages still enchant and captivate us, while other phrases, such as "my knight in shining armor," conjure up images of long ago, unknown to us and yet still familiar. And while images of knights in armor and castles strong may fade away as generations pass, here at Medieval Times, we believe that there is one touchstone from that distant past that should never fade away. And that is the Code of Chivalry, a set of rules created 1,000 years ago to govern the conduct of the noble class, to impart fairness and respect, compassion and understanding. For the next 20 minutes, with the assistance of Her Majesty the Queen, Lord Cedric, the Chancellor of the Castle, the Knights of the Realm, along with their retainers, we will explore the Code of Chivalry. And through the lessons taught therein, my young lords and ladies, we hope to show you how that ancient code might become part of your daily life.
Our members are sworn to valor. Their hearts know only virtue. Our blade shall defend the helpless, and our might shall uphold the meek. Let our words speak only truth, and our wrath defeat the wicked. This oath is our bond.
Saluted a 9-year-old girl who stepped in and put a stop to the bullying incident before it could get out of hand.
The diverse group, which was comprised of kids from across the city, raised enough money with the campaign to send tons of food to the stricken region.
Their hearts know only virtue.
There's also potato.
To be held at the tournament.
All's been prepared.
Your Grace, your Chancellor has outdone himself. A feast fit for a queen if there ever was one.
Well, thank you, Lord Marshal, but how could you possibly know?
Well, I may.
It out. We'll give you some choices to think about, but only one will be right.
We'll call the choices A, B, C, and D. Ready? Here we go. Practicing understanding is a keystone of chivalry in action. The Queen is aware of this and makes it a part of her daily life. How would you have handled the toppled tray and come to the aid of serving girl Gwendolyn? A, by being fair to all and protecting the weak. B, by embarrassing the Lord Marshal for his behavior. C, by having the serving girl dismissed from the Queen's court. Or D, by ignoring the accident and the remarks of the Lord Marshal and ordering another tray.
In our society, everyone has a contribution to make, however.
tossed about in the storm of life?
Let us halt, squires.
I pray you, look kindly upon one so poor, good captain. Across the bread, or perhaps a coin, Sir Knight, so that I might feed my poor family.
Let us away, my lord. The road has become clogged with such scoundrels as this, seeking to remedy their laziness and sloth with handouts from those of us who earn an honest day's pay. Now get you gone, wretch!
Your words are rash, squire, and too quick to the mark. For who is to know the paths that have led this man here? Tell me, fellow, from where do you hail?
A small village, your grace, of no consequence. A half-day's walk from this very road. The harvest was small, the winter a cruel one, and my children go hungry. I ask only for them, brave knight.
The night settles all around us, and the road is long ahead. Let us leave this peasant to his begging, and make haste to the castle of Donnier-Frey.
It is true, young man. I am a peasant, and yet I have not always been so. For who has not been brought to circumstance at some time or another that requires us to set aside our pride, and to seek food, shelter, or friendship from strangers?
Friendship?
Silence! Have you not been taught the lesson of understanding, of compassion? Charity is the duty of a knight. It is by our charity to others that we are measured, and through our kindness and understanding that we will one day be remembered. We carry no bread, but here, take these coins, and use them to provide for your family.
You are kind, Sir Knight, and my thanks are with you. Forgive me.
You are unwell, and have no shield against the cold. Here, good fellow, take my cloak.
No, my lord. Let him take mine. For a moment, I've been without pity, and lost touch with understanding and compassion for those less fortunate.
It is well done, squire. It is a short journey to the castle of a friend where we will break bread and rest for the night. Journey with us, and a place will be made for you. Good. Let us away.
The knight put chivalry into action with his understanding and his charity.
Yeah. What happened here, squires? Why is this arena not yet prepared as I ordered?
It's his fault, Sir Knight. We were setting up for the tournament, as you ordered. But that idiot fell down and broke the lance.
Are you all right, young man?
Yes, my lord.
Leave that. Tell me, how did this happen?
I was tripped from behind, my lord, and fell, breaking the lance.
That's a lie.
Can't do anything. Just look at him.
Never fit in with us.
Accusing someone who is in training to become a knight and to one day take the oath to say that they are lying. Now that is a serious accusation. And as for him being different, we are all different. Young man, go to the armory and fetch another lance to replace that one. As for the rest of you, clean this up.
But my lord, we were not the ones who made this mess. Why should we be the ones who have to clean it up?
Do as you're told, and without further talk. For I suspect some injustice has been done here. Gather around, squires. Gather around. The time has come for us to talk about the oath that each of you hope to take one day. An oath that requires you to fight wrong when you see it, and to show fairness to all. But above all, a solemn pledge of honesty. Is that understood?
Well said, Lord Marshal. I ask you, young squires, which of you has never made a mistake or allowed a wrong to be committed without speaking up? And yet, when we allow the weak to suffer at the hand of the strong,
or fail in our oath of fairness to others, then we have failed another part of the oath, and that is that we dare to do right,
that we have forgotten that true citizenship and harmony lie in our decision to not join in when others are mocked or bullied.
And that our refusal to take part in the bullying of those whom we find to be different than ourselves should allow us all to embrace what makes us unique and not to fear it.
One day, if you pass the test and accept the oath, you will encounter many people unlike yourselves. People who look to you for strength, for protection, from attack and ridicule, and fairness in your dealings with them. Now, with the lessons held within our code fresh in your minds, tell me, how did this happen?
It was I, my lord, and for my role in it, I am ashamed. I do not fear your punishment, Sir Knight, for I have earned it.
No. Honesty shall not be punished. Many people are afraid of things that are unfamiliar to them, of people and customs that they do not understand. But the code of chivalry teaches us to respect one another, to treat all with fairness, regardless of our differences. Do you understand? You, young man, do you understand?
I do, my lord. Perhaps if I were to dress in a tunic of like colour, as the others are dressed, I could fit in.
I forbid it, squire. The code of chivalry requires that we practice understanding of our differences and accept each man or woman as unique, including the clothes they wear.
Instead, let them don these garments, my lord. Each unique. They celebrate diversity and yet are united under the same banner.
The same banner indeed. One of right over wrong, of fairness and of loyalty.
And the bravery to do what is just.
It is well said, good queen. Remember what you have learned this day, young lords, and let it be your guide on your journey to knighthood and long after. Now, make sure the arena is prepared and retire.
Or D, the Canterbury Tales.
The correct answer is C, the Code of Chivalry. This centuries-old philosophy is based on honesty and respect. C, taking responsibility for something wrong that you have done. Or D, accept and welcome people from other cultures and backgrounds.
The correct answer is A. Making fun of others is a form of bullying. Whether you do it at school or on the internet, bullying is wrong and goes against the code of chivalry and good citizenship.
No way. What did the Queen say? The Chancellor was furious.
Seriously?
Off the stage.
Oh, that must have been wicked.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be getting ready for the tournament. Come on, get busy.
Did you hear about the wench nearly knocking the Queen over with a serving tray?
I heard the girl ruined the Queen's dress. Valiente said she did knock her over. I heard she was thrown in the dungeon. Really? Someone told me she was going to be whipped.
Hold on. First of all, were any of you there when this happened? Then you have no right spreading tales of something you didn't witness. Or repeating gossip you heard from someone else who wasn't there.
Oh, Sir Robert, how go the preparations? Will all of your knights be ready for the opening of the tournament?
They will be, Cedric. They were distracted for a moment, but I was just...
Distracted? Distracted how? Pardon, Lord Cedric. We were regaled by a tale of high comedy. involving a low-born idiot of a girl from a schoolery. High comedy, is it? Tell me more. Well, the story going around is that one of the serving girls nearly knocked the queen off her feet. Go on. Now, some of the others have said she has ruined the gown the queen was to wear to the tournament tonight, and for her clumsiness, she has been clapped in irons.
For sure. And the dress was unfortunate.
Who among you? Spreading this sort of untruth is a dark practice, and beneath you, my lords. See how your young squires join in, following the lead of those already lost in false tales and wild exaggerations, in honoring our oath, which is strive to do the right thing, and not engage in this sort of gossip, nor allow others to engage in it.
Chivalry in action means not only that we be fair to all, but that we fight wrong whenever we see and hear it. And spreading this type of rumor is wrong.
What type of rumor is that, Cedric?
Proportion so little none of the truth remains.
Wild retellings? You mean gossip. My goodness, don't you have anything better to do? If you must know, there was a small mishap concerning my maid and I. She is loyal and trustworthy and well above any scandal your rumors report.
Gossip can do.
And all without a shred of truth. Let it be forgotten.
But there are pictures, Your Majesty.
Pictures? How can there be pictures? Is there a painting of my poor...
Brave new world!
Time marches on. Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, all that stuff. Here, I'll send it to you.
Send how? I have no magic device.
Nor do I.
Though it seems to me as queen of this castle and ruler of this realm.
You should have the First Highness to get it upgraded.
Not to worry, Your Majesty. Here, I'll send it to the castle's email account.
What is that?
Oh, hold on, Cedric. Yeah, it's mine. Here, you hold it like this. Take your finger, swipe up. Now a little to the left. Now to the right. And then right there.
Oh, my goodness, some very unkind things being said about Gwendolyn here. Very unkind. But, Lord Marshal, what is unfriending? I'm not familiar with the term. Oh, look at it go!
I believe she's trending.
But this is all untrue and unfair.
That's not what it says here.
Or here.
Or here. Or here either.
Oh, 200 hits on YouTube!
This, Lord Chancellor, is a magical device.
Capable of great power.
And of great harm, for its power has been used unjustly. The maid merely toppled a tray. No hurt came to our person, the maid, or my dress. Neither was she censured nor punished. And to say otherwise is to show that you have been misled by what you have seen and read there.
And yet, my lady, the damage has been done.
And so it can be undone.
The code of chivalry teaches us upon our sacred oath to protect the weak, to be loyal to our friends, and to fight wrong when we encounter it.
And so should chivalry in action be our guide when navigating this device of wonder. Oh, Lord Marshal, I think I shall keep it.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, I'm a little low on... Oh my! Really low on battery.
Battery?
Okay, let's put the devices of wonder away and get ready for the tournament.
Devices that enable us to access social media.
prominent knights on magnificent horses vie in the honor of your kingdoms. Along the way, displaying artistry in horsemanship, skill in competition, and dauntless courage in battle! From the western marches come the champions of Castilla, Santiago, and Navarre, the Red Knights, the Black and White Knights, and the Yellow Knights! From the east ride the Titans of Leon, Peralada, and Valiente, the Green Knights, the Red and Yellow Knights, and the Blue Knights! Her Sovereign Majesty, Doña Maria Isabella, the Queen! Your Majesty, may I present your 6 champions of the realm and your victors in the very first game. From the House of Leon, Dom Temple, the Green Knights! From the House of the Valiant, Blue Knights! And from the House of Navarre, the Yellow Knights!
Cheer! 1, 2, 3, cheer! Oh, cheer! Cheer!
a tournament? Tell me, Your Highness, have you enjoyed the sport?
I am most pleased with this tournament of games and with our honored queens. And now, my noble lords, you have leave to retire and see that you are prepared for the joust.
My lords, my ladies, raise a cheer for the Knights of the Realm! Your Majesty, as you will. And there you have it, your grace.
As you celebrate this night, you are joined in revelry by thee.
Indeed, by all.
From the King of Valencia.
Still don't see why you want to send even a few orders.
Oh, he's magnificent. I pray you, Lord Enrique, present him to my guests. take their place upon the field to test their strength and their courage.
His name shall be ever sung in the tales of legendary Olite, standard bearer, warrior, and the herald of Navarre. To arms, Yellow Knight! Service to this crown has the House of the Valiant earned allegiance undying, the realm unbound and the throne unfettered. All hail the Blue Knights! Green Knights!
might be our once and future champion. Yet, the dangers of the lists give me pause, for with grave concern do I watch as my greatest and most skilled in arms put life and limb in peril's way.
They are the noblest of their houses, my queen, bred for war and accustomed to the dangers of battle, be it here or on some distant shore.
Very well. Choose your opponent. A challenge has been issued and accepted. All knights not engaged in combat will retire from the field. Your courage will be measured, my lords, as the test begins. Lower your lances to seal the challenge. The victor will select a weapon of his choice. Take your places! Another lance, another pass. Choose your weapon, Green Knight. And ride to best him. Your advantage is forfeit. Dismount. Best him on foot.
king while he yet competed in tournaments. Turn and hear your people cheer.
Take your places, my lords. The trumpets will call, and you shall answer. First answers, my lords. Well struck, my lord.
Oh my goodness, Lord Marshal, is he all right?
The blow was a mighty one, my lady. Like a hammer! But fairly struck. What say you, squire? Will he continue? Well done, my lord. Dismount Black and White Knight and meet him on foot.
Rise and meet the cheers of your kingdom.
Take her apart. Challenges, present your shield, my lords. Up there and down. Knights, under the lance.
on!
Santi Honorable.
Lord Cedric, let this final combat be weighed upon the scale of our forefathers.
As you wish. Lord Marshal, let this be decided by the right of the sword.
My lords, let all tales of this day and those whose back... Cheer for Lord Enrique, your master of horse. All of your hard-working squires, the Queen Chocolatier, and for Lady Juliana, our Queen of Love and Beauty. Let us bid farewell to our Chancellor, Lord Cedric. Finally, let us join together now and raise a mighty cheer for our host. Long may she reign in beauty and in grace, Her Royal Highness, Queen Doña Maria Isabella. My lords, my ladies, band your voices together and raise a final cheer for your knights of Love. This day, and I, Lord Rogelio de Zaragoza, wish to thank you all. We bid you safe travels, good friends. We wish you Godspeed, and we pray you return back soon too.
We had so much fun at Medieval Times, and this show was really fun and educational. We learned a lot about chivalry. We had so much fun at Medieval Times, and this show was really fun and educational. And we learned a lot about chivalry.
1, 2, 3, cheese.
Wait, which night was that?
I'm not sure.
Which night is this? That actually looks like a Minecraft sword. That looks like
Oh, yeah.
a knife. Then it should be called the Black.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese. You want to take one too?